Hey, good evening, everybody. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. I'm here for Wednesday night at 7:15 for our live talk forum. All right, everybody, welcome. We have a few people coming in now. It's just started now. We are coming to you live from Virginia Beach, Virginia, as we always do, at the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon in our live studio. This is where we do our show. We do it every Wednesday night at 7:15. It is our metaphysical and earthworld show to answer and assist everybody in these times, metaphysically, all right, working with God or love, as well as here in Earthworld. We do a lot of astrology, numerology, live talking about situations, questions, anything you want to know on the show, as well as share our own metaphysical experiences for all our best learning, all governed by higher knowing. Thank you all for coming. If you can donate, please do. This show here is on donation. Hi, everybody. I see y'all coming. Thanks for coming. All right, so this show, we're back to our regular time, right? This show is all on donation. It's governed by highest knowing to share with the world as we go through incredible changes here in Earth World. Incredible. So if you can donate, please do via Venmo or PayPal. Rachel, our associate, usually sends those links or has those links posted. Tonight we have a few people in our studio live audience, and you guys are welcome to come here anytime. We would love that if you want to come in person, because there's nothing like real life, right? Okay. Real life energy. Okay, that said, thank you all for coming. We got a lot of stuff, really good stuff wisdom to share with you tonight. One of the biggest things is tonight, and we are already being affected by it, is the Capricorn super buck moon in Capricorn, okay, in astrology. This is what's happening in the sky with the moon phases. The moon is a luminary. They're like the sun. They're not considered planets in astrology. They are considered luminaries, the moon and the sun. The sun is the energy that washes over every day, you know, when the sun rises, right? And the moon is your subconscious soul. Right, and that is the doorway to everything God or love and your God connection. It is the mother. All right, the sun is traditionally the father as well as his Saturn, and the sun is you in astrology. But tonight we're going to talk about this super moon that's happening tonight. Right, it's been in effect in the energy the last several days, because if you are a high-end God being, or, you know, and this isn't about egos, this is just about I am this, a lion is a lion, a deer is a deer, this is who we are, this is about love energy beings being sensitive, right? This is what I'm talking about here. This moon is about our subconscious soul as well as our earth world stuff here. It's Capricorn, so anything and everything related to Capricorn has to do with this, and we're going to be talking about this tonight in depth in reference to our own experiences and some shit that happened with me this week, you know, the past, I guess it was over the past 4 or 5 days, as well as what happened last night and what's going on in my experiences with this, because Capricorn is an interesting sign, right? Or and as well as an interesting planet in astrology. And Capricorn is the governor, as we've talked about, of Earth world, okay? It is responsible, or the governor of Earth world, karma, everything that happens in Earth world, integrity, honor, respect, doing the right thing, and primarily to self-love, all right? It governs, right, your self-love energy. If you don't love you, Capricorn has a huge chunk, 73 to 78% to do with that, to bring you to that space where you need to heal in you. But Capricorn, you know, gets a bad rap, right? Because it's father time in astrology as well as all that is God. It is, you know, not just father time, it brings karma, it brings physical earth world death, but it does not do this alone. It is a catalyst, and it works with everything and all that is God. So this is really important in terms of the fact that this is a Capricorn full moon, right? Full super moon. It's called the buck moon. So all these things tell you and give you insights in the energy of what this moon is about, as well as astrologically. That's why we do God astrology, because we're going to talk about all these things, everything that is God, along with the astrology and the moon and what is going on, and how it affects us in our lives, because I got some interesting ass-kicking stories to share with you tonight, as well as I thought we would take a look at us who are super sensitive. We're super sensitive to all the things that go on in Capricorn, high-end God people, right? And all people who are in touch with their hearts, who are super sensitive, whatever it is you practice at whatever level, if you are feeling it and how it's going to affect you, it's going to affect all of us, some more profoundly than others and in different ways depending on how earth world you are and metaphysical you are and all the phases and vibrations within that space that you are, okay? Whoever you are. All right, because everything that God is on, every soul, and everything that is all that is God is on its own unique path, journey, and part of the grand design of everything that is God. And in Earth World, we have all different people or souls and all different journeys at all different vibrations, right? And all different learning, growth, experiences, both personal and as well as for the collective and changing the Earth World. So this is how these things work, right? With God or universal law or Capricorn, Saturn's Earth World, okay? Saturn, again, governs everything, right? And Capricorn is the sign that Saturn governs and rules. It is your 10th house. Any aspects that you have in astrology, in your chart, and we all have it all going on, in however unique it is to our souls and our mission, right? So you all have some form of Capricorn energy, as well as the moon, right? This is a Capricorn moon, so this will affect you profoundly. And again, the opposite of that energy is Cancer, so it will also, these energies work together, like almost like in synastry, okay? So these energies will be together, even though they're opposite signs, right? If you're in a healthy space of God, you have all the magic of all that is astrology and all that is love. And the same is true for these situations in this moon. But the higher you vibrate, the more high-end God or spiritual or metaphysical or magical that you are and are consciously aware of in this life, what happens is the more metaphysical you are and you become, and stuff like this will affect you more and more and more and more. So the Capricorn moon, this super moon, is going to affect people like me and you guys fucking profoundly, right? All of a sudden, and this is the wild thing about Capricorn, because we talked about all these cool things that Capricorn is, but there's also a juxtaposition of Capricorn, right? Or Saturn, right? People associate Saturn with the goat head and the devil, right? And in the darkest areas of this, right, you can see that energy, okay, out there in earth world reality. However, the space of God that you are in your belief system dictates everything about how you read somebody's chart, the space of love energy that is in you or not, right? It dictates everything that you do in your energy, or every reading that I do, or every time I work with somebody. It's the space of God that I am in that gives me the gifts, right, of understanding at whatever level I am in to share this with you, right, to whatever it is, right? And that energy in the Capricorn moon, right, can be toxic or it can be healthy, and in all different variations of that. But it is a huge catalyst to help you on your self-love journey to learn love, to be in the healthiest space of love. But everyone goes, oh, love, they think it's out here and it's in all the ways that they do in earth world. But it's really about self-love, self-love. Right? So all of us are in this whole huge phase, and the Capricorn moon is your subconscious soul designed to assist you, right? And it comes in what? Here it is in July 13th. It's tonight. It's Cancer season. It's going to run anywhere from these 4 days are going to be super profound, right? 4 to 7 days in and out of it. The actual date, which is today, which is July 13th, and then it's going to go on like a shadow period, just like with Mercury retrograde. In other words, and as well as affect you for months to come. That's how energies are. It's fantastic, and the more sensitive you are, the more it will affect you. However, you can consciously work with these energies by learning about them, and this also, it too, is what we teach here on our show, and on our pages and everything that we do here at our shop and center, right? So this is all part of it. That said, I'm talking about this tonight because I thought it'd be really cool to share with you guys our experiences, as well as always, answer your questions. Any questions you got in general. It can be about this. It can be about all this crazy stuff going on in the world. But also, anything that you want to ask about you, as well as anything in astrology, anything God, anything that you're feeling in your heart. But we're also going to focus on this tonight, because I was feeling this with universe, that this was a really great idea, because every experience I have in my life is designed to show and teach me, as well as share with the world for all of our best wisdom, knowledge, and gifts and tools. So when universe speaks through me to like you guys and to my family and to me, when I ask questions, I say, okay, God, what's the God's honest truth about this, right? I am learning to always, all the time. It's not like I have this wealth of wisdom. You always have this wealth of wisdom in your God space, of course, but when you work with all knowing of all that is God, this is how it truly works, all right? You tap into this wisdom and it teaches you at the same time it shares and teaches with everybody, right? That's why like I'll do a lot of readings or energy work or healing work with different people, and information will come in at the same time, personal to me, and I'll be like, stop. I'm like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do a reading for somebody, and information about me will come in, or trying to help somebody, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, how does this relate to them? Because it's got to be coming in for a reason, for not just me, but for them too, right? Or them meaning whoever my client is in the moment, in the time. Okay, so all of this said, there is a dark side of Capricorn energy, right? Interesting enough. And the more metaphysical you are, the more you will see your demons returning to you in physical earth world. Capricorn is an earth sign. So when it gets into the moon, it brings those subconscious demons to you in physical earth world. And that is what's happening, especially for people in these times who are high-end metaphysical, who see things, who know things, or who are clearing your stuff out, all right, and who do their conscious and love energy work, or work with God or universe or love at the highest levels, right? As well as in anything and everything. It doesn't matter what level you are at, right? It is about being in your heart. It is about working with God. It is about working with love. And you will know if you are this, right? By what happens in your reality, right? You'll see things, you'll hear things, you know things. It's just about the development of this in this reality, right? All because I teach this doesn't make me better. All because I understand this doesn't make me better. This is what my soul came in here to do. This is my mission. We all have variations of this same mission. And it's all about your perspective and how you work with these energies from love. And this is how, right? Everything works for, let's say, my journey, your journey, all of us, and no one is any better or less than the other. So when I speak of high-end Christ spaces, you already are this in your soul, right? Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, at whatever level you are in. If you are consciously aware of it, choose to be that energy in your heart and that person, and to choose this journey, some way, shape, or form in this life, because we are all parts of that same consciousness, right? But you have that energy from lifetimes residing in you always, or you wouldn't even be watching this fucking show. You wouldn't even be coming into my shop. And it doesn't make it wrong or right. It's just a vibration of love energy, right? That would go with the Capricorn moon, which means that you have done the fucking work for lifetimes. You have lived lifetimes. You understand love at the highest levels and the lowest, darkest, deepest levels. I could sit here and probably tell you 20 fucking lifetimes that I have had that I've been like yucky things, right? But without those lifetimes, and without healing on those lifetimes, right, then those energies reside in me, right? But I cannot get to the purest form of love and understanding of that infinitely and in all ways without living lifetimes of understanding so much already in the past. That is your high-end consciousness, right? With age comes wisdom. With lifetimes comes wisdom. With being, doing through lifetimes is wisdom. All right? So, Capricorn moon, right? For everybody who is our people, which is everybody who is very, very old souls, who is here on the planet, who's come to change the world, whether they're consciously aware of it, whatever phase of vibration they are consciously in or not, right? If you're watching this show, you are high-end God. You are high-end love energy. If this is your thing, right, and you feel it in your heart. And tonight's show is especially metaphysical, right, because of this Capricorn moon and how things manifest from the subconscious soul, from lifetimes into this reality here, right? Capricorn, earth world, governor of karma. So you right now, those demons, that's why Capricorn, the dark side of Capricorn is the devil, right? But in the lightest light, it is universal law and the bringer of karma from love in the purest form in this earth world reality. Right? Because every single time you look at your chart and you talk to universe or you ask God something, you are in a perpetual changing state of consciousness. And as you ask those questions, the answers come in. And as you read your chart and whatever it is, you will get a different answer, a different way to read, a different read on you, right? A different understanding via a different space of God by knowing and growing in the changes that already happened in your soul, right? So tonight, this fantastic Capricorn moon is going to talk about how this stuff is manifested, let's say with my experiences, to help you understand yours. And it even happened with Jennifer today with one of her experiences as well. So really this is about all of us and the demons within ourselves that are being released, and the challenges that are just like part of the releases, and they're going to show up in your earth world reality, like with this Capricorn energy. And a lot of sites and a lot of astrology will talk about how this is going to affect you and in different ways. And yeah, we are going to get into that. But there's a whole thing that they don't talk about. The metaphysical shit, the way high-end God stuff, right? Where you see things and know things and have these really, really special gifts, and how moons like this affect you, that they don't talk about this shit because it's taboo, or they can't talk about it, or they don't believe it, or they don't know, or they're in a certain vibration in astrology. But either way, this I'm being guided to share with you, so you know when these darknesses come to your door via the energy of this Capricorn moon, what the fuck is going on, right? Yeah, and it'll come through friends, it'll come through people, it'll come from people you don't even know, people you used to know, right? And this is about these demons, right? And your steadfastness, your ability to stand up, your ability to be strong in the convictions of knowing who you are, to show you how you've grown, as well as release these energies in your soul, right? Really, really wild, intense stuff. But most people who are astrologists will not talk about this stuff, because this is high-end God. This is about, everything from, seeing dead people, to things that are like taboo that nobody wants to talk about, right? And the whole situation, as I'm going to tell you, for our story today and our stories today that relate to all of this, all right, has everything to do with let me just see, releasing these demons, right? And seeing how things work in Earth World and through what has happened to us, to share with you so you guys can be aware and alert. And when you sit there and go, why did this happen? Why did I have this confrontation? Why is this going on? This is all part of that super moon. Remember, it's called the Capricorn super moon, but it's called the buck moon, right? And what do bucks do? They attack, right? They can attack, right? But the buck is what? That's also the dollar. The buck is also the deer, right? And the deer is about abundance. So there's so many messages. This is about your new world, going into the new world, your new career. That's what Capricorn is, your dreams, your career. What is it that you love to do? And stepping into that space. This moon is the doorway that opens up your subconsciousness into that. And this is why you have to release and be free of these demons in this earth world reality, because this is all part of your gifts and all part of the process with all that is God for all of us. Next phase healing through the moon phases in our subconscious soul right here in the Cancer calendar moon time, right? Cancer season, right? That's July, Cancer season for the most part, right? And this energy is to be released in this time with the Capricorn moon. And it's also going to bring you incredible, amazing things, your new destiny, your new dreams, your new happiness, everything that is God and love that you have asked God for. This is the doorway, the new doorway for those dreams to happen, the doorway into abundance, new alliances, new friendships, new incredible things happening. So, but I was going to say that I would like to, if you guys want, to evaluate your chart and where you are, either through your solar return chart and see how how this Capricorn energy and through your transit, how this affects you, where your Capricorn energy is, and we can share with you tonight how this moon is specifically going to affect you. That's what universe is guiding me to do with this as well. So if we have the time for this, we're going to do it. We'll do a few people, and if we don't get to you this time, you can also do this next week, depending on how everything rolls with our time and where universe guides us with all the wisdom of what we're doing tonight here on the show. Okay, so that said, so we're going to talk about all having to do with the Capricorn moon. The buck, like I have a few bucks, that's dollars, that's money. New career, bringing in new money, all right? As well as the moon, opening up your subconscious soul and the new doorway excuse me, to your career. So these things come with this energy, lots of really amazing things, and how it will affect you, this moon energy, into the future. And a buck, you never know when a buck is going to attack, especially in the fall season, right? When it is wild, right? Usually when a buck's horns are really big, I forget what it's called, the seasonal time frame that he's in. It's like their mating season, right? And that's when he gets wild. If you think about it, that's what this moon is doing. It's bringing in this fuck storm with the buck in full horns, right? Capricorn, right? And this is happening, all right, like Uranus energy. Boom, boom, boom. So people and demons and things are going to be released, and things are going to happen, and connections are going to be made for your new destiny. And that's what this moon is about. That's what this energy is about subconsciously. So this is for all you guys to know for today. And so if you want to send in our charts, anybody who wants to do that, your chart, you can ask about this Capricorn moon. We'll also tell you about my story and what's coming on. I'm going to ask God for the time to do that, because I know universe channels through me, and then we get like lost in whatever we need to get into, and then we go, okay, well, we'll get to this in the future. So I'm going to ask God that we absolutely definitely do, because since we narrowed it down to one show, sometimes it gets wild in terms of making sure we get all the information out there. So I'm going to ask God to change that now. I'm going to ask God that we always get everything in, and that it's in the best way from love, and that we always have the best time and best God's honest truth, amazing information, and everything we need with our shows, and that we have the best format and the best way to do everything, and continue each time with always making sure we cover everything and continue everything and finish everything. And thank you, God, for that for us from love, in the purest form, with all of this, in this reality, any reality, and all that is, in abundance from this place as well, and that which is that. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, that said, thank you guys for coming, and thank you all for your donations as well. Anybody and everybody and all you guys, however you donate, thank you. Thanks for coming. I love you guys. I'm so glad you're all here. We're going to have a great time. We're already having it. So, okay, that said, do we have any questions from last week? I want to make sure we get those questions answered if there's any questions from last week. And then we are going to either talk about our story or take a few looks at people's charts and any questions that you have for tonight. Also, I want to make sure I get the story in, because this story that I'm going to tell is super important, because when I talk about demons, we're talking about demons right here in Earth World. I mean, people who come in and bring the darkness to you. So this moon is also doing that. So know this, but it's to help you stand up for you, show you what you're made of, show you that you're the light. You stand up to these darknesses and these demons in whatever form, whatever way, God, universe, love energy brings them to you, or the darkness brings them to you. And this Capricorn moon is the vehicle to address those things. And when I tell you these stories from today and this recent time frame of over the last week to right now where I'm sitting, it's been wild. And we've had people who are bringing this darkness in through them, have brought challenges through their own darkness. And this energy is designed to release that from everybody, as well as show you the power that you have with love and who you really are, and how you can stand up for you, and how you have all the power over this darkness. And it comes with some big challenges. Wait to hear my stories are fucking crazy ass and metaphysical, like always, right? It's what we do, and then when I get out of there, I'll be like shaking and shit, and I'll be like, I'm all right. Right? I sometimes have, when I get wildly angry or wildly violent, or what I consider it to be that in my energetic, emotional space, right? This is how I felt like what happened to me the other day when I talk about this story. However, this is all part of the metaphysical things that had to happen, and not everything, especially for people like us, is anything remotely close to the way people think in Earth world. But there's a balance of those things, and they go together like a puzzle, and this is the world we live in this dimension. So we must be functional in the healthiest, best way, and always with all our gifts and tools of God and love and metaphysical, as well as in Saturn's Earth world. But they do go together. If you are in alignment with this is like a cakewalk every single time. And it doesn't mean you don't have challenges. It means that you go here for everything that you need, but you must do in Saturn's Earth world the right thing from love for you first. That's why it's self-love. You first, and then everything good that you do will just spill out all over everything and everyone. And that's where the new world is going. It's about being in your heart. And while the darkness thinks that it can stop that, fuck no. All this energy is already the grand plan and design of God. It's already happening. Cool shit, right? Cool shit. All right, that said, what questions do we have from last week? Let's see if we can't answer. All right, so Rachel says we got none from last week. All right. And so anybody here from this week have any questions?
Before you ask the first question, what chart do you want them to send in? I'm sorry, I was doing so much with,
All right. The chart that I would prefer overall, there are two different charts, but I would prefer either one, your natal transit chart. So you Google for your transit chart, okay? And your transit chart, if you do it on Astro Dienst, is that the one we usually do? Or AstroSeek.
AstroSeek,
right?
Yeah.
You Google AstroSeek, but usually what I do is instead of Googling AstroSeek, I Google free transit chart, and then AstroSeek will come up. You press on it, and that's really has been always the easiest way for me to just pull this stuff and whip this out so you can see your chart. The other thing is you can do the same thing with the solar return for this year, for your birthday from this year. So what does that mean? It means like right up to this date, if you have had a birthday that has been in this year, right, you would do it for this year, 2022. But let's say me, who my last birthday was last October, that would be my solar return chart for 2021, because I'm still in that cycle of the whole year. Solar return chart in astrology. So you Google free solar return chart, Astro Dienst or AstroSeek, it's same thing, I believe, will come in, and then you just press on that and you put in all your stuff, and the chart will actually pop up. So either one of those will be great, and I will tell you how this Capricorn supermoon is affecting you with all of this. It is the biggest moon of the year, and all the moon cycles, I don't know if you guys know this, are all in the Farmer's Almanac, and people plant by them and they do things by them. It's really fucking fascinating. The amazing energy that is all of God that can be read in the stars that we can utilize if we're consciously aware of what's going on in astrology and in all that we are. Really amazing, incredible stuff. So thank you guys for coming. If you want to send in your charts, if you have any regular questions, we'll take those too. I just want to keep an eye on the time because it's super important that I tell you our stories, because they're fucking amazing metaphysical shit. But it'll give you an idea of the demons that we're talking about that walked into our reality. And the reason I'm asking you for your solar return chart, because this is your chart for the year, or your natal, your original, your OG, your natal chart that you came in with here in Earth World that most astrologers know about, and your transit, because that's the one that is this reality on the conscious level here physically in Earth World the most. Okay, so that you can see in like physical reality where things would manifest in your physical reality. It will still happen subconsciously, but this is what universe is guiding me to share with you in this particular phase of what is happening with this moon and the astrology and your charts. So that's why. Okay, that said, do we have any questions?
Yes.
Okay. Rachel says we do.
We have Joanne Pantaleo.
Mm-hmm.
She said the house that she lives in just got sold. She's renting an apartment. She loves where she lives, but she cannot afford the new increase in rent because of the new owner. And she's wondering what she should do. She thinks she has to move. What's her next step and outcome for her highest good?
All right, God, what's the God's honest truth for Joanne Pantaleo for this house situation? She apparently, her house was sold. She's renting a house, and I've been in this situation before, Joanne, and it's nerve-wracking or harrowing when you're in this situation where, you know, the house gets sold or the people have to come in and see your house. In fact, many people are going through this because your house, your home, your soul, your heart is changing. Your heart, your soul is your home. Okay, so it's going to reflect out here in your physical earth world. So your home, because you are changing in your soul, as we all are, your home, your residence may change as well in the physical earth world reality. So this is happening to help you to see the truth of what's going on, both metaphysically and for all of us, so we can see what's going on metaphysically and in earth world, in the collective, and how things are crazy in terms of, like what Joanne is saying, her house has just been sold out from underneath her. Really, she was renting there. She says she can't afford the new rent, or doesn't believe that she can, and right there is a flag of stuff to work on energetically. When you feel like you can't afford something, that's a less than space, right? But I also understand that here in this reality, what they're doing is fucking ridiculous in terms of they're trying to make it so people can't live anywhere, and this is all part of the grand design of the bullshit in the collective, all variations of this nonsense where, it's become where at some point, if you can't afford a place to live or take care of yourself, that's when the shit is going to hit the fan, or take care of your kids, or you can't eat, or you don't have a place to live, or you don't have, things are taken away from you because things are becoming so bizarre. What's interesting, Joanne, I feel, do you know anything about the new people that bought your house? Or because what instantly came in is something about a death. I feel like you think you're going to move, you start looking for a place. I feel you're going to be able to stay there longer, if not indefinitely, for a while, which gives you the time to work on your self-love space, because that's what this is about. Anytime you feel that this is too much for you, or you can't afford something, it's a less than space of a belief system in you, right? I can't afford to do this. I can't have this because I don't have enough of this money, let's say, right? Or I don't have enough energy to do this. So this is a belief that you can't do it. You don't have it. You don't have what you need. It's a less than space. So this is work about worth, value, the things that you value, the things that you value in you and your heart and your soul. So this will give you time, what I'm about to say, to do this work on you and do this work astrologically with me, with anybody you feel. You follow your heart and you will be guided and do this work. This will give you more time to get in a better self-love space, as will this Capricorn moon that we've been talking about this whole time as well, right? It is designed to help you in your subconscious soul reevaluate your belief in you, your beliefs in you, right? Your value, your worth, right? Earth world, a career, happiness, joy, right? Home, security, that's Capricorn Cancer, all right? So you're reevaluating all these things and the value of them to you, and where your soul, and this is what your soul is doing, and in a less than space, where you want a less than space of you, right? And this isn't just you, Joanne. This isn't a beat-up Joanne show. This is, honest to God, this is not what this is about. This is about all of us are going through this in some way, shape, or form, unique to ourselves, right? But this is also truth, right? This is not just what's happening to Joanne. This is what's happening out here. Prices are fucking ridiculous. People can't afford homes. California is loaded up with people in tents, right? Fuck. It's like, what the fuck, right? But this is all the grand design of darkness, and this will not be forever. The famous God saying, or earth world saying, is what? This too shall change, and so it will, right? So you put out there, Joanne, what you want. You clear your blocks. You do the work on that, right? Because I feel there's something coming in about the landlord or the person who bought the house dying, which then fucks up everything. And this happens before the rent gets raised, or there's a possibility of all this. But things get fucked up, and however they go down, that's the way that it is with the universe. And it's designed to give you more time to find a place, to relax, to work on you, and start putting it out there and start doing this work so you can create your best home space new for you. So it does come in that there's a 53 to 57 to 63 to 68 to 73 to 79% chance that whoever bought this house from your old landlord is going to increase the rent, right? But there's a huge chance of them dying before. And it makes sense. It's so crazy. And it's not really even funny, but it's just all the energy that's in the cards that is being created with universe and your soul to extend this out. But this person decided on doing something with their health that created this to happen. And so this is the path that this energy is most likely to take. And these percentages, why so many and so high to so low, they go up and down depending on what you create for you. And it's not that you're creating this person to die or to have a heart attack, but that's what feels like it's going to happen before everything goes through. And then it's going to delay everything in the courts, which is going to give you like 5 to 6 to 8 months, possibly 12 to 14 months longer in the space that you're in. I know that sounds crazy, right? But you utilize that, not banking on it, because nothing is solid in Earth world till it actually happens. So you prepare, doing the metaphysical work, creating what you want, putting it out there to universe, the best house. And if it goes down this way, the way that they're showing me, and it has the greatest propensity to go down right now for you, right? If it does go down that way, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because you have your shit together in Earth world, right? So what does that mean? That means you're looking for places over here. You're doing the metaphysical work to create your house. You're figuring out what you need. You're working with God. You're also working on your soul. So you will not, and your soul created this, but it's not that you created them to die. That's not how it works with this propensity. That's not how it works, right? How it works is this person makes, like the old saying, you dig your own grave. Right? By the choices and the decisions that you make. We all do. You know, you could say it like that, or you can say, your soul decides its own destiny. So if you ask for more time, and this is what it was in the grand design of the plan of all these energies with the universe and love and all that is God, this is the perfect design for everybody and what their souls chose. And you don't create this. Just like if somebody wants money from their parents' will and they're excited about getting money, right? They don't wish their parents to die. I mean, some people might, right, in their toxic spaces, right, of unwellness, but in the purest form of love, that's not what you wish. And usually when you do that, then you don't end up getting that money, because that's not how God works. Your intentions must be pure. It's one thing if you said, I want this man to die so I can get this house or whatever, but that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is you asked for this. You would like to live here. You want to stay here. You're happy here until you have more time, you know, and you need to have security, and all this stuff is in the grand design. And this, it fits in like a puzzle piece with all the energy of all that is God and love to fit the bill to make this happen in the best way for everybody. And it's because his soul chose to cross over, and it's a benefit to you in some way if it does happen. But here's the ass kicker, Joanne. You can't bank on this happening. Just like everybody out here who's banking on the planet, not, you know, everybody is banking on, oh, the banking system's going to be fine and the school's going to be fine, and they're delusional with the government and all that shit. Those are the people who are going to be caught with their pants down and have a really fucking hard time, and they're going to come to God, because that's how it works. But those people who have prepared, regardless of what happens, are going to be the ones that are on top of things. And that's Capricorn. That's the new moon. This is all what this time is about. And this is why this is happening. It's about security, or this is the full moon. This is that Capricorn moon I'm telling you about. This is about security. This is about your home. This is about, you know, being prepared. This is what Capricorn and Cancer are. They're the masters of the zodiac in reference to these energies. It's about family. It's about love. It's about home. It's about security. Yeah. It's about your greatest career, your greatest dreams. And so it's about Earth world. You must prepare in Earth world. So the key here, Joanne, to have this happen in the healthiest, best way is you don't depend on this to happen. You prepare, you ask love for whatever is best, and you let go, and you keep doing all the things that we just talked about if you feel they are in alignment with your heart, and that is what's best for you to make this happen. You look for your new place. But this is right now the path that you are on. And with all of this wisdom, you have this manifest in the healthiest, best way if you are guided by this. But just like, people come to me all the time with twin flame relationships. If you can just let go of the dude, there's a possibility he'll come back. But how many fucking people can't let go of that lover because they want it so bad? And what does that mean? It's a self-love deficit in you. I want to have this so bad. It has to be this. And what does that mean? That's about fucking attachment. The second we attach to something like a motherfucking leech is the second it destroys us. Yeah, right? If I'm all freaking out about my business getting like all fucked up and I'm so attached to my business and if I'm freaking out about losing my business and I gotta have it this way, then guess what happens? I create that to happen. Crazy shit, because I can't fucking let it go, right? So, attachment, right, is what this is about, right? Letting go, releasing, and working with this love energy and trusting universe that you will have the best house no matter what. And if it can be this God, so be it for Joanne. If this is what's best for everybody, let it go down like this from love in the purest form. And thank you, God, for that for us. In the meantime, do your work, Joanne. You know what to do. Okay, girl? Love you. All right. Who's next?
Well, Teresa Courtney Lloyd sent in her transit chart. So I have it here for you. I put a big T so you wouldn't I wouldn't get confused, really. I knew that was Teresa's
Look, Teresa, there it is. See the big fat T? I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, I have it. There it is. T for Teresa. Thank you. All right, so let's see here. All right, so Capricorn moon. All right now, Teresa, how funny is that? The moon is in Capricorn at this time, right? That's for all of us. That's the Capricorn moon, right? But in your case, it is in the third house, all right? And your third house starts in Capricorn. So your Capricorn moon will affect you hugely, right? Right off the bat. It is also conjunct your Pluto. So there's going to be major transformation during this time, the next 6 to 8 to 12 to 14 months, in your communication, the way you talk to people, the way you think, the way you listen, the way, you would, let's say, do anything having to do with the third house, writing, communication, thinking, talking. The third house is Gemini. Okay, it's ruled by Mercury. Anything and everything Mercurian and Gemini, right, is going to be affected. All right, and it has a propensity, especially with this transformation. So there's going to be a lot of change going on in how you do these things over the next 6, 12, 18 months. All right, and even beyond that, depending, right, in your third house. Okay, so that's going to affect you there. I'm going to also look where your Saturn is, because that also, they affect each other. I want to see where your Saturn is. Okay, and where your moon is, and in the fourth house. Thanks God. God's on his truth. The best wisdom, guidance, tools from this Capricorn moon for Teresa. And I'm going to just hold this up so maybe you guys can like kind of see. I don't know if you can see her chart, right? Maybe you can get a screenshot and you can follow along. I don't know if any of you know how to do that, but I'm going to ask God that you can, and you do. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? Okay, so, oh no, something happened. Okay, there we go. The phone's kind of, you know how it spins. All right. So let me see what's going on here. All right, so we have the moon. I want to see where your natal moon is. And your natal moon, Teresa, is in the 6th house, all right, in Aries, all right. And so your moon in Aries, that's also going to be affected, and in the 6th house. So there's a propensity for stuff to action, taking action as in multiple different ways, as let's say a healer. That's the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of physical health. So your possible career and healing abilities are going to open up on a subconscious level as well as a conscious level here in Earth world in the Aries energy. Okay, so you will be looking into doing more of these things and influenced by this over the next time frame that we've talked about. This moon will be here, all right, or this moon energy is here, so to speak, all right. And then you have Taurus again, that solidifies it in Earth world in the 6th house. All right. This will affect you with health issues as well as being a healer, everyday mundane, the money you make, all right, how you make money. So this is big transformation, and because you also have Pluto conjunct the moon, and that's been the transit for all of us right now, okay? In the transit for, I don't want to say all of us, many of us, okay? So how this works, right, because this is the transit. Hold on one second. I guess that I'm getting messages on here. They're supposed to be for Jennifer, not me, and they just like jacked up my energy. So clear that out.
Sorry,
Rachel. I have to get on these people. Wouldn't be fun if I didn't. All right. Okay. So bring me back, God, to where we are. So you're gonna have big transformation. Big transformation. Let me just see. Okay. And everyday mundane habits, your health habits, how you take care of you, you're going to look into these things, how your health affects you, how other people's health affects you, the health of yourself, as well as self-care. This is all in the 6th house for you, so this will all be affected on a subconscious level. You'll be internally in your soul, you'll be reevaluating this, as well as making changes that you need to make here in Earth world, all governed by this Capricorn moon. And of course, having this Capricorn moon being about career, you may then start to open up new and different doorways. I feel like this is coming in terms of health and being a healer and like your new path, your new life path with all of this energy. So these doorways are definitely all possibilities of what is coming in for you. When I read this, it's up to you what you decide to do with this energy. That's the cool shit about this. All because it is in here doesn't mean that it necessarily, like most people say, well, that is your destiny. Well, there's all different variations of that destiny that you can have at different levels and different layers of God's space. It is up to you what you do with that space, how you grow in the life path that you chose in your soul's destiny, where you go with all these cool things, right? All right. Now, as well as in here, too, the aspects, see, the moon is making opposition aspects to both Pluto and the moon, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, your Venus. All right, so opposition to Venus, okay, which can cause some challenges with things and abundance and reevaluating things and what you value, like yourself, like Capricorn moon, right? You see, you got that little Venus up there in the 12th house in your natal chart, so there is some issues brought in from the past, which is your 12th house, which is past lives, which then you have the Venus in there along with Neptune is about delusion or illusions about what you value, and the main one being yourself. And that's for all of us in these times, some kind of delusional self-value space where we don't see our worth, we don't value us, and that's why this whole moon phase is happening, to bring us to higher levels of love for the whole consciousness. So this isn't, again, a beat-up Teresa thing. This is for all of us. It could be a beat-up Lynn thing, right? It could be for all of us, and it is for all of us, but in our own unique way, in our own unique demons, right? Some of us have more air sign than others, and we have massive amounts of fear. Other people are influenced by more water sign energy, right? So it's tons and tons of sadness and tons of crying, but either way, however it manifests, fire signs, huge amounts of anger and wildness, right? Toxic wildness, right? So it can manifest in so many different ways, and in earth signs, they bury it. Right? So, but again, it's variations of all these energies. That is what makes a whole person, and all of this come together, okay? It's not just one of these things, it is all of these things. But we're talking about how this super new moon will influence you, guided by higher knowing, and reading your chart, the energy here in Earth world that shows me what's going on here for you, okay? And this is how you do this for all of us. You can take a look at this energy, and you can help you get through these wild times like we're having right now, continuously wild times, right? Okay, let's see. So Rachel, can you just give me an idea what time it is so I can?
8:02.
Thank you. Okay, so basically, Teresa, I do see that the 12th house, you have the Venus and Neptune, they're conjunct in your 12th house, but they're on the cusp of the 11th. They are in Libra. Libra is about your relationships, all right? So this is about delusional relationships on multiple levels with the self, right, with yourself. And this is about stuff from past lifetimes bought in, this energy bought in from past lifetimes. Why? To heal it. To heal it, to release it, to be free of it. So you carry some really tough energy that literally, just like all of us, beats the fuck out of you. And really high-end God's people, that's what they do. They on a subconscious soul level, instead of hurting other people, they feel so much that they beat the living shit out of themselves to do everything for other people, and they totally put themselves on the back burner. And there's all different kinds of variations of all this stuff I'm talking about. It's infinite. It's all that is God. So it's infinite. But what happens is the higher the consciousness, the more we refuse to hurt others or try not to hurt others, but in the end we end up hurting ourselves. And so this energy has been sticking around for lifetimes, or we hate ourselves, or we loathe ourselves, or we can't stand ourselves, or we're miserable within ourselves, and we don't even know why we're like that, because we carry it from lifetimes, and the stuff in this lifetime triggers the stuff out here, like this Capricorn moon, so we can what? Release it. Be free of it, because we've dragged this in, and your soul came in here, Teresa, to heal this, just like all of us. Got to heal this, got to go to the new world, high-end love energy space, and this in our hearts. Anything less than loving us must go in the healthiest, best way, at the highest levels.
Bye.
It's got to go. Bye-bye. That's what Jennifer says. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye energy. That is that shit, right? And then we put the best way to be in place of this. From love, in the purest form. In this reality, any reality, and all that is. In abundance in that place too, and that which is that. Thank you, God, for that for us. Thank you for these gifts for Teresa and all of us. Yeah. So that is in opposition of your moon and your Pluto, and so these multiple moons, the moon in the transit, that is conjunct Pluto, as well as your moon in the 6th house, and you have this in the 6th and 3rd, so this is about communication, relationships, and it makes sense because these energies, the Venus and the Neptune they are in Libra, which is about relationships. You'll notice the people who are void of air placements, right, can't have relationships, right? They have difficulties with relationships. So you've brought in some past life energies that cause difficulty with relationships with people on personal levels, on multiple levels. And the most important one that nobody ever talks about, because everybody here in Earth World is like, oh, I want to have a relationship and I want to fall in love. Fall in love with yourself. That's the key, in the healthiest, best way. And then everybody else will love you. And all the things that you would love to do will just float in and come right to you. And this is the goal. This is what we're all working on. So really there's some great stuff going on in here, Teresa. Really great stuff for you to heal you. All right, but these are some of the areas you're going to find this work to be done in. All right, as well as, since it's in Libra, Libra always comes with a lover, some work in your relationships, some ideas about delusions, about what you think people should be doing or not doing in your illusions. This is also some of these energies that's coming in. And this is not just for you, this is for all of us, but it's all right here in your chart. So that's what this that I'm talking about makes it personal to you. It's how these energies on the outside circle, which is the transit, affects you in the natal, in the center. Do you see what I'm saying? In your natal chart, where it hits your soul, where it tweaks your soul. So cool shit. Let's see here. Anything else for Teresa? All right, so the moon is in Cancer in the 8th house. Again, that's about transformation, and it's your 8th house, and it starts in Gemini. You have a part of fortune in there, which is in Gemini, which is an air sign. You have a vertex, which is conjunct Cancer in Gemini at 1 degree. So really neat stuff. Your vertex, right, in your 8th house, which is in Cancer, is about a person, place, or thing that changes your life path profoundly. And it's through transformation of the 8th house, which is really, really interesting. Okay, and so something will tweak that in your reality, but it will always, always, always show up somewhere in your chart and in your transit, because it happens throughout your life and can be tweaked on multiple times. It's kind of like when I met my first baby's dad. That's a vertex moment. You meet somebody, you decide you have a family, that alters and changes the course of your life, right? So that is in your Cancer energy, that has a propensity to manifest through with this moon energy in this area of your life, your family, right? So vertex is something that happens in the family. Cancerian, subconscious, person, place, thing, in your soul, transformation. So, and in the 8th house, you'll have all of that. But also Gemini, again, in the 8th house is communication. It's transformation there too. So you have repetitive things in your astrology that all go with the work that must be done right now in your soul, that is in alignment with the stars in the transit and in your natal chart and in your soul. So those are the areas you're going to find you're going to be affected. So take a look at your life and what's going on now. You may already see these things. If not, you can keep looking and ask God to see them if you can't. Ask God that you do see them. Ask God that you do understand, and ask God for the best way to go through it. Whatever it is that we must journey along on or in, right? For all of us, from love in the purest form. And thank you, God, for that for us, right? Okay, that said, I'm going to give Jennifer back her phone. All right. All right. What else we got?
We got Nikki.
Oh, Nikki Hopper. Hey, girl. Hey, thanks for coming.
She sent her chart that I'll show you in a second, but she also said that she hasn't been sleeping well. Her short-term memory is non-existent, and she feels like everything has been triggering her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to look at that in her chart or anything.
All right. Well, right off the bat, Nikki, I know we work together on a personal level, on a continuing basis, me and you. So that said, right off the bat, what comes in is those vitamin, minerals, and herbs and detoxes. Are we doing those yet and tweaking those, or changing those and being on a consistent level of that and detox and building up and what we're doing with our health? Because this comes in hardcore first and foremost, and it will also be repeated in the health, right? So I'm going to take a look at your chart and see more about this. But right off the bat, these things have to happen to change these things, because the memory thing is about like a inoculation, shedding kind of thing, as well as multiple co-infections going on in you. And we're going to get into that in the health stuff that we're going to do into the future as well. Hold on a second. All right, got your chart, Nick. Everybody can see Nikki's chart here if you can. It's cool shit. I don't know. I can get you to see it. Thanks, God, for helping us. All right, there we go. So that's Nikki's chart. She's got it all right there. Yes?
If somebody wants them to me to send them their chart, I can do that too. Like I sent Nikki Teresa's chart so she could see it more clearly.
Nice. Okay, Jennifer says she can send people their charts here if you're comfortable with that, so everybody can see it and watch it and look at it more clearly as well, which is cool shit. All right. That said, Nikki, let me see where the supermoon affects you in your chart. Okay, again, you have Pluto and the moon transit, both transit in your first house. Massive transformation in your subconscious soul. And your first house is where we see this in the transit. Okay, so this is going to affect your first house as well. Okay, it's in Capricorn. It is also going to affect your moon, which is in the 5th house, which has to do with children. All right, family. All right, fun, creativity, having fun, world stage, that's Leo energy, okay? That's the 5th house, being in your heart, doing things for you in your heart, okay? So this energy is definitely going to be transformational, and so I do feel like that's what you're doing already, but there will be some challenges in here and more doors opening as well in reference to these energies in these times, okay? So this is definitely coming in strong for you in Capricorn. So you will notice in these areas of your life, the things that you love to do, the places where you're having the most fun in your life, and the things that you're doing, the moon will affect this moon energy will affect these things in you. Doorways will open up by doing what you love for your new career, okay? But there will also has a propensity for there to be some challenges and transformation in your beliefs in doing what you love and what you thought you loved or what you used to think you loved and what your idea of having fun is, right? And so you're going to have a big transformation in your heart for you, your heart for the things that you love to do, right? And that's the 5th house. That's where the moon is affecting you, a big chunk of where it is affecting you, all right? And then, let's see, opposite of the 5th house is the 11th house. All right. And how do you like that? That's where your Leo energy is. How funny is that? So it's going to affect you in your relationships and massively in your heart over and over and over. And your Mercury is in there too, which tells you about your thinking. Your thinking is going to be affected, just like Teresa's, right? Your thinking, your communication, short-term travel, that's going to be affected. Anything and everything, Gemini, thinking, communication, talking, okay? And 3rd house, the writing, if you're writing, all these things are going to be going through huge transformation about what you believe in your heart, what you used to believe, what your new beliefs are based on higher knowing of love. And this is all major areas of transformation with the super moon for you. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? And what's funny is you got your vertex in Leo, like we talked about Teresa's vertex, the transit vertex in Leo, and this is also where it's that there's a propensity for in this vertex space a huge life-changing, altering thing to happen, right? Let's say having a baby, right? Leo is babies. Yeah, isn't that cool shit? But you can't do that till you get your health shit straight. Right? But your chart is fucking telling me that. Yeah. So, but this is really cool because that's what would change your life. Huge. Again, right? Life altering. Cool shit, right? Okay. That said, there's also going to be some challenges. Let me see. Where the moon is in opposition. What is this here? Again, this is so fucking funny. With your Mercury. So again, over and over, it talks about the super moon and the influence that it has, and it's re-showing us in your chart, in everybody's chart, and everybody's astrology, where this is, what is happening, what is happening, where it is happening, over and over and over. And again, this is in Cancer energy. This is in your soul. This is in your home. This is with your family. This is in your heart, right? And this is in the 10th and 11th house. And the Mercury, the planet Mercury, about communication, thinking, and Cancer, right? So these same aspects over and over and over are being hit on. So that's how profound they are. The more they show up over and over and over and over, then this is how it happens. Do you see? In other words, it tells you the truth and the propensity through multiple aspects, right? One small thing of this isn't necessarily going to manifest in the same way dozens of the same answer come in through all that is in your astrology, then that's really going to manifest in all these areas versus a placement here or a placement there, right? Because that's one of the reasons they say, it's not just one piece or one part like your sun sign or your moon sign. It is all that is in your astrology, and the answers, right, will be repeated over and over and over, just like with this co-infections and the sicknesses that I have, right? In almost every fucking star, right? I did a whole bunch of the stars charts, right? And even in some of my clearly 4 or 5 times in my planets and in certain signs and in my aspects in my chart, it says over and over that there was a propensity for me to be poisoned, right? And in so many of the stars in the star chart, I did over and over and over. There's God telling me the answer. Motherfucker, I've been poisoned by all this shit going on. And now, what do I got to do about that, God, to change it? But it is over and over and over and over that it screams this to me in my chart, right? But it's not like by some fucking accident that I discovered all this stuff and this happened to me. It's because I asked God to be a master healer at the highest levels, to know the God's honest truth about what was going on in the world. And I need to know about everything because I need to be the wellest, healthiest me I can be, and for my family and for everybody, because I'm fucking over being sick and I don't want to be not well. I don't want to have chronic shit. And my whole life has been a fuckstorm of challenges of unwellness, on and off, whether it's mental or physical. So what is it, God? What is going on in me? And how can I help myself? And how can I be the most incredible, healthiest I could ever be? And know and understand all about this so that I can be the wellest me. God's honest truth of it. And I ask God for these things, mentally, physically, and in all that I am. Thank you, God, for that for all of us. From love, in the purest form, if you so desire it. I asked God for this fucking years ago, and over in just multiple different ways, designed and guided by my highest heart self, to get the God's honest truth of the answers, and that's why I became sick. Make no mistake about it, right? There is no greater teacher to learn from than Earth World. You don't learn how to walk by reading a book, jackasses, right? No, you walk by doing, right? Just like living. Right? You learn by living. That's Aries. There's no greater teacher than Earthworld, and that is why with age comes wisdom. Yeah. Cool as shit. So, Nikki, there's the story of the biggest, most profound shit in your chart right now with this moon that has to go on. There will be challenges from other people and things like that going on. All right, in your communication, in your 11th house. But right now, this is the primary thing that has to do with the moon. And this is about answering your dreams and your new path, because you've been on the spiritual path and you're doing your work. Therefore, right, this is the biggest thing that pops in and shows up. And this should really, really make you so happy, because it's God, universe, your heart, your soul, opening up those new doorways to have another baby, to be your healthiest you, to make those dreams happen. And always doesn't mean that there won't be challenges, right? But a challenge is only as detrimental or toxic or as bad as we believe we are in our hearts for us, that we don't believe, and we beat ourselves up with this shit, or we clear it out and we say, I love me and I'm excited about this and I'm happy about this. Yeah. Right? So this is fucking a great, wonderful gift that this Capricorn moon is bringing you. New destiny, right? But, Nikki, it requires the work to do it. Right? Can't be saying, I don't have the money to do this. I can't do this because I don't have the money. Ask God to bring these things to you. Ask God for the way to do it. Ask God to value you and having a baby and your health first and foremost. And you from love in the purest form. And thank you, God, for this for all of us. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And from the purest form of love. Right? Because everything else then falls into place. And people go, well, that's selfish. Put me first. No. Me first in the healthiest, best way. You know why? Because without you, right? Without you, you got nothing. You're not even in this fucking reality. No you, you're fucked. Yeah. That's for all of us. Honor you, love you, respect you in a totally different way by working with God in love. And worth, your value. What do you value, Nikki? You value your health. You value this baby. So there are challenges in here and work to do on our self-worth. Again, for all of us, right? All of us. This isn't, again, the Beat Up Nikki show. This is for all of us to do our work, to take this energy and grab it and fly and make our dreams happen. Yeah. So, Nikki, universe is rewarding you. Your karma is a good thing. So do the work and it will happen in Earth World. It will happen. Thank you, God, for that for us. From love. Cool as shit. Jennifer, here's this. I want to ask Rachel what time it is, because I do want to talk about what happened to us and the crazy shit. I know Crystal's in here somewhere, and I see you there, I think. And I know that, what was I going to say here? Thanks, God, for bringing me back. We're going to talk about some incredible stuff, and Crystal knows about this because Crystal was here with us the other day. She's part of our team here, and she was here for this crazy stuff that happened with this Capricorn moon shit. What are you laughing at, Rachel?
I'm laughing at Nikki. She wrote, I like it when you beat me up.
Nikki, let's not talk about sex here. Just messing, girl, just messing. No, I love you, girl. You're so fucking funny. Okay. Jen, do Do you want to say something?
Oh, no, I have another chart.
Okay. All right, I'm going to just put a hold on the charts because what we're going to do is I want to make sure that I get the story in of what happened. Where are we in time?
It's 8:20.
Yeah, I think I need to, this is good timing. But I also want to ask Madeline, do you have any questions out here, Madeline? Out here in our audience is Madeline. Star.
I guess I would ask, too, like, how the moon is affecting me, but I don't know. I'm okay if you want to just jump into the stories.
Well, I can tell you right now offhand by tapping into the stars with all that is God without your chart. You know that, right? All right. That's what we all essentially can do anyways, regardless if you have your chart. But your chart is a fun way to explore and really get deep down in depth and understand it in earth world, in words, and in multiple ways and different energies, which is super cool. Gives you even more intense gifts than just doing like a quick reading, right? But offhand, the biggest thing that's coming in with this Capricorn new moon is, guess what? Guess what? Relationship. Yeah. And Jennifer's making background music. All right. So this Capricorn new moon is bringing you to the next level relationship. Yeah. The one that doesn't happen anymore metaphysically in your dreams. The one that doesn't happen that isn't solidified in earth world. The one that really happens in earth world. So this new moon is ushering in the clearing, the healings, the changes, the creation and it's already happening, and you know who, right? And they already are in. However, you can't be in it if you're not in it. Do you understand that? That's why when they go when somebody says, do you want a relationship with so-and-so, right? And or with Madeline, and the person goes, you know why they do that? Yeah. Because just like all of us, what if the person I want a relationship with says no? What if? Do you see? Yeah. So this moon, and girl, you are Capricorn. January 17th, man. You totally have so much Capricorn energy washing over you, and so much Pisces this year being in your heart. Pisces rising, Pisces moon, heart of the collective. Problem with that is you're fucking feeling everybody else's energy. Ask God to just feel Madeline's. Thank you, God, for that for us in the healthiest, best way. That's some of the Pisces challenges. Yeah. Thanks, God, for that for us. So this super moon is bringing you your dreams as well, just like Nikki Opper, just like Teresa Courtney Lloyd, just like me, just like all of us, just like for Crystal, too. Yeah, for all of us. So it's coming. It's in the process of that. Very simply said, there it is, right? But as you know, it doesn't come without challenges. Sometimes we got to sit out in our car and cry about our emotional shit. Sometimes, right? Or go in the room and cry in our rooms and cry, or have a moment or scream or yell as we get our stuff out and work on our stuff, right? Sometimes, right? It's part of that process of healing. And that's okay. But we ask God and love to do it in the healthiest, best way from love. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? Yeah. And if this is what best, so be it. And if it doesn't go with this man, then let it be with the best one for you. And let it be amazing from love for you and him and all. From love, in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And what do we say? Thank you, God, for that for us. Yeah, but in order for that to happen, it requires some work, just like Nikki Opper, who wants to have a baby. She's got to do the work to make it happen in physical earth world as well as metaphysically. Yeah, she can't be running around going, I don't have the money for these supplements. Because when she does that, then she can't have that baby she wants, because she's, not getting to the space of health, because she's not honoring her. She doesn't honor her. She's in a less than space of it. Just like this. You don't want to do the work, that's okay. But then universe doesn't reward us for those spaces within ourselves where we're in a toxic space. Do you see what I'm saying? Or unwell. But we, Nikki Opper and all of us, have all the power to change that from love. And thank you, God, for that for us always, and us banging it out. And being free of feeling bad about ourselves about it. Right? Yeah. From love. In the purest form. Thank you, God, for that for us. Cut it out. I see it. Cut it out. Cut it out. I know what you're doing. Let's ask God to be free of beating us up. Yeah. that we love us. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? Okay, that said, you good? So great things are coming for all of us, you know? So you grab this energy and you go with it. But going back to that demon shit that we were talking about with this Capricorn moon, right? Oh, my God. You ready for the story? It's crazy. Thank you, God, for that for us. God's Honest Truth, best story here with all of this. So what happened is I've noticed that I had a regular who was in my class the other day about 5 days ago. And I'm going to talk about the Capricorn supermoon story right now. And this person was in my class, and I've gone head to head with this person. He's a person that's on our team, okay? And what happened is he, in the middle of all this, decided to challenge me in like the center and in the time frame of a class, and universe took care of that and put it over here where it needed to belong, because basically I said, I can't discuss this, we're not going to discuss this right now, and we move on, and so we did, right? But this person got all vile and toxic with the energy with me in the middle of a class, right? I have a class here, and I can't do that. This is not the forum for that, and universe will not allow this in a toxic way to beat me up, right? Or to be toxic to me and my self-love space. So when this happened, I was like, wow, this is about his demons. This is about these demons. This is about me getting hit with this yet again. And how am I going to handle this? And where are we going to go with this? And how do we need to heal this? And this is the stuff the Capricorn moon is going to bring in our physical reality. Past issues that we have with other people are going to be thrown in our face again. To how are we going to deal with that? Do we have the strength? Do we have the courage? Do we have the perseverance? Do we have all the tools that we need, that we ask God for, as well as where in me do I have to work on this so this doesn't happen anymore? What do I have to ask God to be free of? What do I have to do? And this is also for that person that this happened with. He or she, right, has to change those things, or take a look and address those things in him, right? Or as well as, he doesn't have to do anything, but that is the best way to handle it, right? This is universe with this Capricorn moon showing you where these changes behooves you to happen, the things to work on to change, so you can get into these spaces for your new career, like the diet, like talking about, changing your diet, or eating and being healthier so you can have a baby, or healing your heart so you can be in a healthy relationship, right? Or, whatever it is that you've asked God for that is your dreams, being a master healer, whatever it is, you gotta do the work. So this moon is showing you where you're still at a deficit, when these demons are going to come up into your reality. And in this particular case, my moon is in Capricorn, so my moon is a Capricorn moon. It's a fucker, right? And so this energy of the supermoon is going to affect me huge. My subconscious soul is Cancer Leo, okay? So this is going to affect me again huge, right? Huge, right? But here's the ass kicker. My moon is conjunct my ascendant, okay, in Sagittarius. So my ascendant is your earth world real life path, right? Your earth world path in your natal chart. So therefore, in the physical, the subconscious soul is going to bring out these demons that are still in me in my earth world reality for my best way to address them, both with challenges, right, and healing work for me, okay? So when this happened, this is what happened with this gentleman. But I was like, I went home and I was like, what the fuck, God? How many times do I have to battle it out with this person over and over for the same stupid fucking shit? And I was pissed. So what the fuck, God, right? How many times do I have to deal with these demons in him, or have to address this for me, right? Clear, heal, and change all this, God, for all of us. From love. And then universe said to me, it is this Capricorn supermoon that is affecting me for the things that must be changed in me, or recreated, or healed, right, or addressed. And also, as well as showing me how do I want to handle this, showing me what my soul is capable of doing in these situations and how it addresses these things, because this person brought it into my class. It would be like when somebody comes right on here, and if we were all talking and then started slamming me and saying shit, in front of everybody because they're not in a healthy space in that moment, or they got triggered or tweaked. Well, then universe, I'm going to say, okay, God, speak through me now, please, and handle this from love. And it's about universe teaching me that I have all the tools that I need for my journey, but also if there's anything I want to look at to heal this, I need to take a look at. All right. So this is what this Capricorn moon is going to be doing, with this. So I was like pissed off, but I also realized that this is all metaphysical. This is about these changes, my dreams, what I have to do for my whole soul journey into the future. Right? And what I have to address. And so these are the demons that we're talking about here. They will come in ways like this, where people try to almost get your goat in front of other people, or say toxic things to you in front of other people, or really test the space of God that you're in, however it goes down for you or me here in Earth World. And this is all part of the grand design, right? Test, see where you're at, what kind of healthy space are you in or not, as well as universe, the darkness, right, is sending dark energies in to see if we're going to bite. And this is the other part of this story that I'm going to tell you, which Crystal was here for the other night. All right. So me and Crystal, we were chilling together, working on some business stuff. Right, Crystal? Yeah. And somebody we hadn't seen in a while came to the door, and I didn't really recognize them. And this is where I realized that these demons are metaphysical because it is my moon, and my moon is conjunct my ascendant, and that brings metaphysical into my reality in physical earth world all the time. So it's like literally, we're in so can and does your 12th house being in Pisces, right? That will also bring those in on a natural level as well. So you'll have a propensity. We all do have these gifts, but different variations. But universe showed me that this Capricorn moon, which also has Cancer, also has Aries, also has Sag, and also is on my ascendant. Some powerful fucking shit. But this subconscious moon, conjunct my ascendant, brings the medium stuff, the past life stuff, the multidimensional stuff right here into my reality in this earth world like nobody else's business. And this is why I see so many things. And yet this is all parts of my gifts of the metaphysical. And this kind of stuff is in multiple phases all throughout our astrology, or aspects, right? All throughout all of our astrology, right? And so what's happening is these Capricorn demons, the darkness, because we're here to fight the darkness, is coming literally out of the woodwork. I've had so many challenges with people, I want to say in about the last month, calling me up who are super toxic, super mentally ill, super schizophrenic, addicted, all kinds of crazy situations. You can't imagine the stuff, because I am in the business of helping people get out of their darkest, shittiest places and a toxic unwellness. This is what I do, whether it's addiction, mental illness, court cases, losing children, family losing everything, business problems, whatever the fucking issue is, where nobody else can help somebody, they usually come knocking on my door. And because of this, and I know this, and this has happened all of my life, this is part of being a healer, this is all part of the work that we do to help people. That's why we did the Right Thing show. That's why we do the medical intuitive stuff. When people are really sick, they come to us, right? So these are all of our gifts. These were the shows that we were doing, and the plan is for them to come back in the fall. That's our plan, right? But for now, we're doing this live talk forum right here on Wednesday night. So we're going to include a lot of different things, including the stuff that we used to talk about on the other shows that will re-emerge back in the fall season coming up. That's the plan. However, what happened is this person of the past came in, and this is all this Capricorn moon stuff. She came to the door at our shop, and I think it was around 9 o'clock or 9:15, and we were closed. But, I was working on something with Crystal, and we were working together, and this girl came to the door, and this girl, I've had altercations with her before, and I know that she's very not well. Okay, so what happens is she comes to the door. I don't see that it's her. I'm trying to see who it is, but it's dark. And then she put her face up right where all the writing was on the door, so I couldn't really see if it was her. It's kind of like I'm looking at her like this. And I'm like, and she's like, can I please come in and buy a few items? And I was like, you know what? I said, we're closed, but sure, come on in. And then when I let her in, I went, oh, fuck. I'm like, fuck. I instantly knew who it was. It was somebody that I had challenges with. And then it was like, I knew the shit was going to hit the fan and everything became metaphysical. It's like, it goes like this, goes whoo, like that, right? So this person starts telling me, and this has been a chronic problem. This person, she has come in before. She is seriously not well, but darkness has a handle on her, and she starts telling me how she goes to different places and everybody steals her thoughts, steals her mind, steals everything from her. She goes, why does this happen? And people are stealing, and she's really intense, and my heart feels for her because she's mentally ill, right? Totally. That's why she's here in my space, because when you can't get it together and you ask God for help, whether subconsciously or consciously, or you're super sick or super unwell, whatever it is, universe brings them to our shop and our center and to us, right? Because this is what we do, okay? And so she came here to us, right? We're in the business of unwell. Why? Because we too are working on our unwell, right? Whatever that is for each one of us. That's what we do. Whether it's earth, world, metaphysical, or whatever. So, in the goodness of our heart, I have dealt with this girl before. She has come in. She's been in some of the live shows here. She has come back and forth. She's asked us for a job, and I can't, obviously work with an energy like this until it works on healing or goes through some form of healing, whether in earth world or gets medication or whatever it is that she needs that is best for her. She has to decide that path. But at this time, she is super unwell, and that can't happen, right? But every now and then she'll call up and leave a message and ask for a job, but then in the next phone call she'll start screaming and yelling at the people that I stole her brain and I stole her mind and I stole her stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the stuff sometimes the challenges that I have to deal with. And this is what I'm talking about for this Capricorn super moon, right? Totally metaphysical, crazy, wild, nut job stuff that's totally insane and toxic. We are talking about this energy in these times. So this stuff is going to come out of the woodwork. It's going to come out of us. It's going to challenge us as well as allow us our freedom. In other words, create us, if we so choose, to see the wisdom here of where we got to work on ourselves or heal ourselves. And also through the actual earth world process of having these encounters. That's all part of healing. That's all part of growing, living in earth world. This is what this moon is bringing to us. So this girl comes in, she sits down, and then she starts talking about how everybody's stealing her shit. And I'm across from her, and I'm like this, because I know the shit is about to hit the fan metaphysically, because this is what I do. I'm like, I know it. I feel that energy. And she is winding up for an attack on me. Winding. And I'm like, it was like 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. Right? So she starts raging about how, I stole her stuff, people steal her ideas, people get in her mind, and I got in her mind, and everybody gets in her mind and takes her stuff. And she says, why does this keep happening to me? And I said to her, I said, this keeps happening because you have unwellness in your soul that you need to work on. I said, we all have some form of this. But yet she can't hear me, and she keeps going and going around in circles with how wild and toxic, this is, and the people are taking her mind and her energy, so she can't hear me. And then she asked me again, why is this happening? And then at this point, I said to her, I said, this is happening because you are mentally not well. I said, you are mentally ill and you need to get help. However you do that is how you need to do it, governed by your heart. That's why you are here. And then she lost her shit and started freaking out on me. But all I was doing was giving her the God's honest truth from love, because I always ask love to speak through me, ask love to handle it. So whatever I'm saying is exactly what needs to be said. And I know this with my God connection, that this is what my soul came in here to do. And I'm 110% completely comfortable with that. So whatever shit universe brings to me, whatever shit meaning challenges, this is how we address it. Love, speak through me. Love, handle this now, please. Do what is best, right? So she starts, as soon as I told her that, really, I said, do you want to know the truth? The God's honest truth? And she goes, yeah. I said, you are mentally ill. You need to go get help. Right? If you can't do it in this way or understand it in the way that I'm talking about, you need to go get help, basically, right? So what happens? She loses her shit and starts yelling at me that I stole her brain, I stole her mind, I stole her stuff, her thoughts, I stole from her, and she's wild because, again, she's mentally ill, and I just got up and told her to get the fuck out of my shop. I say, get the fuck out. Go. Get out. At which time we're in now a verbal confrontation. She's standing outside of my shop for 30 minutes at least, screaming and yelling that, the wrath of God is coming for me, and I'm the Antichrist, and all this great shit. And I'm just like, okay, But I knew that this was really crazy when, again, when you speak to people, what they say tells you the truth of the mental space and unwellnesses they are in. Because she, at one point, had a pet snake that she would bring with her sometimes in here. And she said to me, I said to her when she first sat down to let her know that I knew who she was, right? And I said, where's your snake? And she looked right at me and she goes, I don't have that snake no more. And I said, what? I said, where'd the snake go? I said, that's a bummer. I said, where'd the snake go? She goes, the snake froze. I put it on the ground and it froze. And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, because this shows you, either way, right? I don't know if she did too many drugs, was too sick, was mentally unwell. I don't have the time right now to evaluate these spaces in her. It's not my job. My job is to protect me, my shop, my center, my family, myself. But this is the shit that I deal with every day, right? All these wild, crazy things happen to me, right? And the only way that snake could freeze is if somebody put it in the freezer. It's 90 fucking degrees out here. It's summertime here in Virginia, right? So there's no way that this snake could have frozen. But this girl is so delusional in her mental illness that it makes complete sense when she says something like this. It revalidates, right? It revalidates the truth that she's having mental crisis and is not well, right? And this isn't to make fun of her. This is to tell you guys the truth of this energy and what's happening. But the snake, right, is a sign of what? The darkness. Even though the snake is good, that's what it represents, right? So her unwellness is bringing the darkness, and she's screaming outside of my shop for a half an hour, 45 minutes. I had to call the fucking police. Right? And in the meantime, we're having a metaphysical screaming match of dark and light, and I'm right in front of her face, and our eyes are like this close. And my sister and Rachel are freaking out, right? Because they're all around. My whole fucking family's freaking out. But this is the shit I got to deal with every day, right? But this is, thank God it happens, at this level with like crazy stuff like this Capricorn moon stuff, because this really is this energy that I'm conveying to you that the world is bringing in. This energy is bringing in, because it's to show you that we're going to be challenged within spaces of darkness in multiple different ways to release this stuff, to see what we're made of, to see, again, darkness is challenging us. Capricorn moon. All right. Part of the Capricorn moon is the darkness within ourselves. All right. If you read all about Capricorn, it's a bear. It's a bear. It is a very, very powerful planet, a sign and planet as well, right? Saturn, governor of Earth world. So it will bring to you things in Earth world, right? Challenges in Earth world, That's what it does. Earth world, metaphysical, or Earth world, karma, Earth world, universal law. Okay, so this experience with this girl, we had to call the police. It gets crazier too, because the police come. The girl wouldn't leave, right? So we go back and forth with this discussion. But why this happened is normally I wouldn't be screaming at somebody, but there are things that are metaphysical, and this is why I told you this story, is because this is about the moon, which is Capricorn, conjunct my rising sign. This is about bringing metaphysical shit into the physical here in Earth world, and this is about an ancient battle from dark and light, and that's what happened with this girl in the shop. The darkness came through her. This is about a lifetime battle, and this is why it was so surreal. I couldn't see who it was at the door because this was meant on a soul subconscious level. When she came in and I knew instantly who it was, right? I was like, fuck, and my soul was like, fuck, now I have to deal with this, because I knew she was going to get wild, and she did. She got all fucking wild on me. I had to kick her out of the shop, but this was a battle of get in my face kind of shit, because she's so dark, and we are the light. Right? And her soul called this in, and this is about metaphysical healing from lifetimes brought to us back through battles and time that were unfinished, that are brought here to earth world reality through this Capricorn moon energy, things that are karmically not complete metaphysically in the physical reality, just like witch battles I've talked about that I've had, or metaphysical experiences. All these things are all part of that for our best learning, our best understanding. And this is about the darkness, one more time, trying to get through to us, trying to cause issues or problems for us, because this is what this moon energy is bringing in for all of us. So if you're wondering why somebody gives you such a hard fucking time, or you're having a challenge over here, it's their darkness? Is it your darkness? Is it a combination of that darkness? But the darkness will be coming to you in this reality, as Capricorn is an earth world moon. Okay, this one is. All right, it is earth sign. All right, and Cancer is the doorway to the subconscious soul, which opens up all of your demons and past life stuff, and it is the master past life, multidimensional, death-dying energy, okay, for past lifetimes and understanding death and doing medium work. It is your master energy for that. So this is about lifetime transformations with this moon here in earth world, bringing the metaphysical right to you, whether it's me, you, or whoever it is. And it's especially prominent in my chart, in my natal chart, being that my moon is conjunct to my ascendant. Okay, so that's bringing the subconscious right into earth world in multiple levels, in multiple ways. But this being this Capricorn moon, it is releasing these demons or this darkness within this reality, all right, to show you your challenges, what you're made of, where are you going in your life, where do you still have darkness, and because I'm like, what the fuck, God? So this is all of that. So when you're wondering what the fuck is going on, where people that you thought were somebody else, or you thought you completed these challenges and they wail it at you again, and how are you going to handle it, and what work do you still have to do in you in reference to this, as well as totally different, all different forms of metaphysical things that must be healed, released, experienced, let go of, completed from lifetimes to bring you to the levels on this planet of love where we're all going, because these energies can no longer stay with us. So that was an experience, through universe, right, here in earth world, that was metaphysical for me with this, right? And then when I called the police, the police come in. So crazy, right? We light and sage because we want to get this energy out of here, right? Thanks God for that for us. We light the sage, the police come to the door, and the police will not come into our shop. I'm like, what? Yeah, the police won't come in. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? And I realized that they're not comfortable with me and us, the energy and what we do. And they said, well, there's smoke in there, so we don't want to come in where there's smoke. And I'm like, really? And I didn't get into it with them, but the truth is, right, police officers, Rachel said this to me this morning, police officers every single day, right, they go into like crack houses, they go into, where there's wild smoke, they go into toxic drug environments, burning fires, all this shit, and they're afraid of some sage smoke in my shop, or they don't want to enter because of that. Yeah, what the fuck ever. And, but it was interesting because it teaches me about who I am, my power space, right? How my interactions with the world and the police or people in this environment, all these things are me learning about my energy and what we do and how people interact and react to this. And this is all part of what the Capricorn moon brings in, more and more wisdom. It is a planet of incredible wisdom, or in this particular case, moon, luminary of incredible wisdom. Capricorn, Saturn, incredible wisdom. Incredible. So the police wouldn't come in both times. They had to go out, write the report, come back to the door, call me in. And by that time, I was doing a spell to be free of that girl, because they were like, are you going to press charges? What are you going to do? And I said, look, I know the girl is sick. I don't really want to press charges, but I do not want this to happen again. I said, I already am in an eccentric business. I said, and my neighbors already have challenges with me, and I don't want to stir up any shit. So I would just rather just go down the path of not least resistance, the best way to handle this without have to expend any more of my energy on all the toxic that this is, So I basically explained it very simply to the police in that way. But they gave me the card and the case number, so if I need to do something, I can. However, the reasons I'm telling you about this is because it's all Capricorn moon, right? Who are these people? What is really going on? Where is the darkness? But it was so interesting because we learned so much through this whole entire experience, more learning in Earth World, that the police wouldn't come in because they weren't comfortable with me and the energy and what we do. And this is not the first time I've experienced stuff like this, but, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it was super interesting to see what they said and the bullshit that they said about how they wouldn't come in because of the smoke, right? We're talking sage smoke, and we're not talking like the place was filled with smoke. It was barely any smoke. And then they came up the second time, I was doing this, and they were like, because I was trying to be free of that girl. I just asked God to be free of her. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Get her the help that she needs. Let her be free of us and free of me. If she's been here several times before. If she can't grab what I offer to help her, then I can't allow her to harass my business and be toxic to me in any way, shape, or form. Like her coming in, sitting down, and screaming at me that I stole her brain and her mind. Get the fuck out, man. Had enough. If you can't do this work to work with me, you need to go. And it's okay. Then there are other ways in Earth World, but you need to go and find it and not bring your shit to my door, because it's not my job from self-love for me. I've already given you dozens of times. That's the nature of Capricorn and Capricorn moon. They're very gracious. They give people plenty of time. Capricorn and Saturn, plenty of time. Any day of the week, any time. You can always choose to change. But in my self-love Lynn space, how many times is enough that she calls and rages and bothers my people and comes in the shop and creates a scene? Enough is enough. 3. I can't even lift my finger right now, so we're going to do this. 3 times. 3 strikes, you're out. End of story. All right? Just like that old saying, what is it? Do wrong to me once, shame on you. Do it again, shame on me. Shame on me, But that's how God is, or love is. It gives you every opportunity to change your path, to do the right thing, to get the help that you need. But sometimes people are really super sick. And like in the case of her, she needs to get on medicine first before she can do this metaphysical work. Because after several times of this, I realized that she cannot, for sure, over and over, the answers are in Earth World. I know that she cannot do the metaphysical healing work mentally, spiritually, in all ways with me, with the space that she's in, and her cycles and her patterns and her basically psychosis of mental illness, that she can't do this work. So Earth World Medicine is a great tool over here. If she goes to, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist or a doctor who can give her medicine to help her balance this, then she could come back and work with me, of course. But, this is the nature of the world that we're living in, and universe and love, like our door, is always open for all people when they are authentic and coming from love and bring that space to us. There's always second chances because God is infinite. That's what it does. It allows, the door is always open if you choose to change, right? That's how I got on this path. The person I once was, super not well, right? And all the demons that girl has were probably buried in my physical body, and part of the things that were making me sick and that were part of me at one time and from lifetimes that need to be released. Do you see? Incredible stuff. Right? So be prepared, because crazy shit like that is the stuff that's going to happen. People are going to tell you about frozen snakes, right? And then you're going to do metaphysical crazy battles. And this is crazy shit, because I couldn't believe I said that. She's yelling at me that Satan's coming for me, right? And because this was a metaphysical thing as well as an earth realm, she's screaming, Satan's coming for you. And I said, no, Satan's not coming for me. Satan's coming for you. I said, you killed the snake. Crazy shit, right? And most of the time, nobody wants to encourage unwell behavior. But this is not about a traditional earth world mental illness in the ways that people think. This is a metaphysical thing, right? She's telling me this, and my soul is like, you want to fuck with me? Come on. And so this is about the battle, a metaphysical battle of dark and light between me and her from lifetimes. Crazy shit. And you get in the zone with God, and you know it because the whole thing becomes super surreal. Super surreal. All right, so this Capricorn moon is going to bring in stuff like this, people. So when you're feeling strange about things, trust your soul. Talk to God. Ask God how to handle it. So I know when that went down and all the crazy shit I said to her on top of the crazy shit she said to me, that I asked love to speak through me. This is exactly how I needed to handle it. And so it is. And then in the end, I asked God to be free of her because I don't want to deal with this anymore. Right? From love for me. Self-love journey, all of this, okay? So, get ready for that crazy energy. And what time is it, Rachel? Is it time to wrap it up?
Yeah, it's 8:55.
So thanks for listening to these wild stories. It gives you guys really great wisdom. If you'd like, we will take your charts next week. Anybody who sent your charts in, you can ask about them as well as our traditional questions. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7:15. And if you have any questions about all this, please ask. We will gladly elaborate because everything we do is in the highest form of understanding of love, and many times we are all at different vibrations and don't understand those things. So please do ask. Ask and you shall receive. That's what we do, and you can do it yourself, and please do every day. It's what we teach and do. Thanks for coming. Thanks for all your donations. Thanks for being our people. Thanks for changing the world. I love you guys. Many blessings, and we'll see you next week. We'll probably have more crazy shit to have fun with. Thank you.